welcome back to another podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I shut up. I wanted to introduce it. Okay,
well,
I was
we
just
said
warming
winging.
up.
This
Oh
is what
my God.
happens when you wing it.
Yeah,
Oh my
this is the
God,
problem. This is the problem with
staying
Josh.
in. This is the intro. Okay. Hello and welcome back to.
Thinks he's too big for the
What's it
boots.
called?
Oh,
Not
brilliant! He
Going
doesn't even know what
Places.
it's called. Welcome back
Not
to
Going
Not Going
Places
Places
podcast.
with me, Louis Green, and
I'm Josh.
I'm Callum.
And I'm Rory.
nice.
Rory sounds
That
so
was
enthused.
so scuffed.
Yeah.
That was so scuffed. But you know what? We'll roll with it.
It was
So-
crap because of you.
We're gonna smooth over that, and we're gonna go straight into some news bites. So, what's been going on in the world this week? And first up, Heinz ketchup. Well, Heinz the company, who makes the ketchup, have made a puzzle. Yeah, a 570-piece red puzzle, the same colour as their ketchup, and it's limited edition, so there's only 57 sets. And yeah, so what do you guys think of that?
It's just boring, isn't it?
So all the pieces like the same color, right?
Yeah, so the idea is it's meant to be really
So it's just, like,
difficult
really hard.
because
Yeah.
they're all the same colours. There's no picture.
Well, if it's all the same color, then there's no logic. It's just guessing what piece goes.
Well,
where.
no, because there'll be different shaped pieces, won't they? And they'll all
but
fit
different shaped
together,
pieces,
won't
but,
they?
Like, you'll have
Yeah,
to
you
manually
start with the
go
edge
through
pieces.
every single one
Like,
and
I-
try and
Yeah.
find each.
It's
one.
also
Yeah,
it's
you
not
don't-
just red. It's got their logo on it, with the 57.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But I
it-
saw one like that, and it looked quite cool. It's all black, but it like makes a spiral thing, But it's supposed to be super hard. That's
Well, I
just my
guess
2
you'd start
cents.
with the edges. You'd start with the edges, wouldn't you? And then you'd
Yeah,
work
you
your
always
way
start
in.
with edges.
Yeah, corner edges and build in.
Can't say I'm a
When it comes to
frequenter
boys.
of puzzles.
We're discussing the strategy behind a jigsaw puzzle. That is
There's
how
nothing
much
wrong with that
we've
at all.
progressed.
I think that the reason let me explain myself then, that I picked this story is because it's just such a strange thing that a source company has done a puzzle, and I found that quite different.
Well,
I
it's-
thought
it's
you
like-
wouldn't
it's for
expect it
clout,
of them.
innit? They're trying to they're taking a leaf out of Supreme,
It's
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they're
Madness.
becoming the new Supreme.
Oh my
They're
God,
only selling
imagine that.
57 of them.
If they were like
They're making them
Heinz,
limited
They should
edition.
start
stickers
making
stuck
Heinz
to lampposts.
That'd be awesome.
You'll-
I would
you'll
wear
see
a
them on
Heinz.
StockX.
has to be
jumper.
Heinz. Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Ja-
actually,
like Jamie's Nutella
Yeah,
hoodie,
exactly.
but it's
yeah.
like
Could
beans.
get a whole
Exactly.
get a whole Heinz tracksuit.
should we mention that Jamie's just not going to be here?
Oh yeah,
we
two
completely
episodes.
missed out.
They just glossed over that. Yeah, he'll be missing for the next 2 episodes.
Temporary
and then
leave
he
of
should be
absence.
back.
Yeah.
Gone
Yeah.
but not forgotten.
But
It's annoying. The expert on the Supreme stuff.
He's
is
gonna-
gone.
he's gonna be
These
giving
episodes
a-
are probably
giving away some of
they'll
his
probably
Supreme
be a bit
as
more
an
PG
apology.
because we don't have Mr. and spouting
That's
out
true.
whatever he wants to say. Um,
we do give him free reign, to be fair. So next up we've got Paul Chuckle has shaved his mustache. So apparently he's had this mustache for 49 years, which is a long time to have a bit of facial hair, like without shaving it off. And he shaved it off in support to raise money for Marie Curie. And so yeah,
It's very sweet of him.
Good
I
on him.
mean,
Yeah.
probably one of the
I was
best
just
reasons
thinking-
to shave off a mustache.
I was thinking of the.
It is a good
you know,
cause.
The story was if you replace every piece of wood on a ship, is it still the same ship? Surely that mustache isn't the same as when he first grew it because the hair's different. So has he really had the same mustache for 49 years?
yeah.
Okay,
but
well
some
he
of the
hasn't
hairs will
shaved
stay
his
in.
mustache for 49 years, has he?
So yes, he has.
No,
Well,
the
you
hairs
know,
won't have stayed in. And Josh is right about
the
that.
hairs change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
I'm all on a daily
Fraud.
basis.
It's
But
fraud.
How long? What's the longest amount you've had your tash for, Lou?
I don't know. Quite a while. I tend to trim it rather than shave,
Ooh.
And I don't go bald because then I look 12.
Ooh, has he died?
Ooh.
That's quite
You
bad.
might have gone temporarily.
And then there was 3.
Well, that's what you get when you live in Isengard.
It's,
It's a reference to
I thought
highlights.
you were just
yeah.
about to like
Did I go
mispronounce
there?
it or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
did,
did.
yes, you did go.
Oh well, my
Yeah.
thing's still
Hobbiton.
recorded, so it's.
All right.
Yeah, it
You
will.
can put it in if you want. It's a bit dull though.
So Lou, how long have you had your mustache for, or how's the longest? What's the longest you've ever had it for?
Longer than 49 years?
No. I don't know. I tend to trim it rather than shave. You know.
What's the secret to a good moustache?
Well, I read up on it. Apparently, it's beard oil. You've got to get beard oil.
Do you put oils and stuff in your?
Barge
No,
it,
I
sort of
lost. I had some bought for me for a birthday, and I lost it.
That brings us to today's sponsor, Dollar Shave Club.
No,
Oh, please.
One day.
One day. Well, Rory, we could ask the same question about you. How long is your current?
Oh,
how's the
I mean,
lockdown beard looking? Yeah.
Let's
Exactly,
think.
yeah.
When did it start?
It was 8 weeks ago, wasn't it? Is that when
Was it
lockdown
done-
started?
Intentionally, or was it done out of laziness?
It was initially out of laziness, and now it's like it's there, and it'd be kind of weird, like a shame to get rid of it before.
Shame.
Fair enough.
First party.
You've been
Yeah.
complaining about it. For
Yeah,
the
I know.
past
I've been
3
complaining
years,
it, and
so.
you will complain about it, but it's like a kid. You can complain about them, but but you love it.
So, in
really.
other words, if you
I'm
had a
sure
kid,
everyone will agree
you
with
wouldn't
me.
be able to decide whether you could keep it or not. As in, you can't make up your mind if you want to
right
keep it or
now
not.
as an 18-year-old, yeah.
It's like my bun, you know.
Your
Yeah,
bun.
it is. Yeah,
Man
exactly.
bun.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. It's like that.
Yeah, I know.
Do you not find your face gets itchy though with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just yes.
And then
can't
when you
like-
shave it off, I
If-
find that
if I-
I get all oily. My skin gets all oily and stuff, so I have to keep washing it and cleaning it.
Do you not use
Well-
moisturizer on your face, Callum? Do you
Oh,
not keep
fr-
up
I
a good
frequent-
skincare
I
routine.
frequent a good moisturizer. I'll have you know.
Ooh,
Yes.
baby soft, some may say. And we just seen a message from Louis saying my Wi-Fi is fucked.
I'm back on now, though.
Well, I guess
Great.
it's just the
He's
three of us then,
down to
boys.
three.
Now I have returned.
Oh man, who will be the next to go?
Well, you know, my the farmer plowed through my Wi-Fi, so
Oh, you never
you know what, I might just dip, just for the crack though. So
Nah,
we
gotta
get
keep
to
it
the,
alive.
Is
next news bite, we'll just gloss over the fact that Louis is gone.
we shall.
I'm still here.
Yep.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Isn't it going to sound strange though? Because when we edit it all
It's
together,
gonna be interesting to cut it.
when we
out.
edit
No,
it all
I
together,
haven't
it's
cut
all the
all
All
voices.
the bits where Louis goes for us. You gotta have to cut them out.
But how will we know?
You gotta listen. Do you listen to it?
Bro.
So,
it's gonna be
on
hard.
to the next news bite. So, elsewhere in the world, in Germany, it's been revealed that the German government have been letting out a notorious cannibal out on day trips. So this guy was sentenced to life in prison. He's called Arnim Muse, and apparently he's given a hat and some sunglasses, and there is a police escort involved, but he's allowed to just walk around town, have a bratwurst or something. Yeah.
Isn't that what they did with Hannibal Lecter when he escaped in the film?
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
that's
no,
the inspiration for it.
No,
They
no.
tried to move him from one place to another, and he escaped by wearing another policeman's skin. I doubt this guy's
cool.
gonna pull that off, though. If I'm
Hey,
honest.
you never know. He is a cannibal.
It
He's
could be a
notorious.
massive ploy
Apparently-
just to get out.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Yeah.
since he's been in prison, apparently he's allegedly become a vegetarian, and he's also become a leader of an environmentalist group
Yeah, that's
from
quite
behind
good.
bars. Yeah,
How
which
do
is
you
good,
win?
but I don't know if I trust him completely.
He says that apparently factory farming, though, is as bad as him eating people.
What, do you mean
Well,
because
I would-
we're
I
eating
would
animals?
agree. I would agree because
Ooh.
factory farming has a bigger impact on the environment than one cannibal. You know, if I had to weigh up the options, would I rather
Sort out
keep
the
cannibals or keep factory farming? I think cannibals would stay.
sort out the population problem by having ourselves eat each other. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that, Callum.
No, you didn't say
Um,
explicitly.
I just implied. Yeah, but honestly, is that really being in prison though?
Yeah.
I
It's-
think he's got it off good, hasn't
Yeah, it's
he?
not much of a punishment, is it?
No.
Although, I
I
mean, if you're in for life, then
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you've done something bad enough to be put in for life.
Yeah,
Surely
but as you said, is
that's
it that bad, or should we put all factory farmers in prison for life as well?
Yeah, but it's like letting a human who eats humans go to a place where there's loads of humans. So it's just temptation, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Maybe
he's
that's-
also guarded by two policemen.
Yeah, but
Yeah, about that. It says they gave him a hat and sunglasses.
So he wasn't recognised, I
He's
guess.
but he's also accompanied by 2 officers.
What if they
Yeah.
gave him a police uniform?
So it's like it's not exactly.
Subtle.
That would be a really bad idea, Josh.
Well, you didn't make him fit in until someone asked him a question, and then they just
Refer back
just
to
Yeah,
bit
Hannibal
Hannibal.
Lecter.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's where. When was the film? Oh no, it was like the 80s that the film was made.
Yeah.
Is it 80s?
Mid 90s,
90s,
90s. Sorry,
yeah.
90s. Yeah.
Also,
Good
though,
movie,
he
though.
wasn't put away until like 5 years after he ate the dude. that's
Louis, have you read up on how he got his victim? He
I have,
advertised it
yeah.
online. Yeah.
He advertised
Yeah,
it on a
Who, Hannibal
cannibal.
Lecter or this German
No,
guy?
this German guy, not Hannibal Lecter.
He advertised it online for a consensual person who would want to be eaten, and that's the reason that he was initially sentenced for an X
Yeah,
amount of
for
time,
manslaughter.
and then it got extended. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
8 years for
'Cause-
manslaughter because
Wait,
they.
so
It was consensual.
someone voluntarily
Yeah, people
was
do it.
eaten?
It's like a weird
But-
sort of BDSM, I guess.
You die.
Yeah, but he got to eat himself as well. He ate his own.
You get
penis,
recycled, you know.
and then
yeah, it's...
he got killed.
Wait, was the guy intending to die? Or
Yeah,
was it
he
like,
wanted.
oh, you can eat my arm,
no, he
but
wanted
leave
to.
me alive?
He wanted to eat himself and then die.
He wants to eat himself. So what? So this guy cooked a bit of
Yeah.
him for
Did you not
himself
read
and
it?
the Hannibal.
It's
He-
I did read it, but it was a while ago.
He sautéed.
It's the
He
second film.
sautéed the guy's penis and fed it to him,
He's,
Oh, that's
God.
not the second
and then
film.
I wasn't
killed
going to
him
mention that part,
and
Louis.
froze him in the fridge for 10 months.
Fair
And
enough.
then a year later, he was
I mean-
reported to the police, and then 4 years after
Follows
that, he
good
went to
food hygiene.
Well, you gotta,
Listen.
stick it in the
Did he
freezer.
correctly wrap it and date it?
Did he keep it below or above the vegetables? Better be below.
What temperature was his freezer? You know,
Yeah.
all of
literally,
these
yeah.
questions need answering.
I
I bet
think he
they're all
probably
brought
had
up
a
in court.
different freezer.
You know, you did eat a guy, but you did keep him in the right
Yeah.
conditions.
So for that, we're gonna let you go around town. But don't worry, we're gonna let you wear some hats and sunglasses.
You were going to give you a job.
Oh.
You know,
You're
This
going on
restaurant
Gordon
needs a chef.
Ramsay's kitchen nightmares.
Oh my god,
He just sautés Gordon Ramsay's penis.
that's some good fucking
Finally,
food.
some good food. Where's the lamb sauce?
Just screaming in pain. Well,
tell
that
you-
was dark.
That was
I'll
good.
tell you what,
Yeah, I like that.
boys, on a slightly off note as well, I'll tell you what's really good that I've been enjoying. Hello Fresh. And I know we're not sponsored by them either, but like,
Those shitty
What is
Facebook pages.
no, Hello Fresh, it's like they send you
Like it.
food meals and stuff that you like make yourself. Like all
Oh, like the
prepackaged
the
meals
box
and
of
stuff.
food.
Yeah, I had one of them tonight. It was quite
What, have you
nice.
been getting them?
Yeah, we got like a big box, and they last you a while. They give you a good couple of meals. I had some nice little chicken. I didn't make it, but I like my parents and my sister did it.
Ah, I
A nice
see.
old chicken and a bit of duck and stuff. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, get into
Pretty
it,
good,
Callum.
actually.
You got to improve your cooking skills. Because what I can remember, was it 2 years ago you managed to burn you burn oven chips and undercooked frozen fish.
Okay, I'd like to point out that you didn't have any of that. So by the time it was served, it was probably really nice. I had some, and I'm still here.
Well, the
And also, it wasn't just me. It was me and
I
this
burnt
lass
the
called Shannon,
chips.
and we did it together. So we
you're
get half the
still
blame.
50% to blame.
Yeah, exactly. What did you cook?
What did I cook? I think I did like a stir fry.
Ooh, nice. Good
Yeah,
old
well,
stir
I did
fry.
like a stir fry with egg fried rice. You know, because man can cook.
Allegedly, me and Rory have been to your. Been
Can
to
I
your
just,
pub.
can I just say when we went
To
to
be fair,
France,
I vouch for his pizzas. They are good.
and he
Ah,
said man
fair
can
shout.
cook.
For
What he
pizzas.
cooked, what he
Yeah.
cooked for us was pasta with sauce from a bottle. So man can cook sauce from
Yeah,
a bottle quite well.
Sure.
The France wasn't the best show of his skill, but you remember
No,
the
yeah,
pizza you made that
France
one
was
time?
a
The
disaster.
thin pizza.
When I'm in my element, I can hands down.
And France, the home of good food, is
Anyone.
not your element, is it?
Yeah, I was in an unfamiliar place, Louis.
Okay.
You know,
On a tight budget as well.
tight budget, unfamiliar place, limited equipment in the
Oh,
kitchen.
When I
Excuses,
cooked,
excuse.
I made a quite a nice fish dish.
Excuse me.
I seem to remember.
What I can remember, the only method of cooking something was using the hob. That was all you had.
Yeah,
There was no oven,
you
no
just fry
microwave.
stuff.
There was nothing.
That's
There was just 4 rooms.
Fry stuff or boil it. That's how you cook.
Yeah, that's all you could do. How was I meant to do something well with just that?
We survived. Mostly off the restaurant food, but we were
Nice.
fine.
So, on to our review. This week, it is the Spanish horror thriller, The Platform. What did you guys think?
Really good. I loved it.
I wouldn't
I'm
call it
glad
horror.
to hear it.
Uh,
No, but it's
there's
like,
elements.
it's what's that one? Get Out. It's like Get Out, isn't it?
Psychological horror. maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's more of a thriller than a horror, but it's got like gore
Yeah.
enough scenes to be a horror. You know.
I think it's very comparable to like a really well-produced Black Mirror,
Yeah.
like a longer version.
Yeah, I can imagine that being
much
a Black
better
Mirror.
produced and directed. Yeah.
Fair
really
enough.
good.
So what would you guys give it out of 10?
8.
Yeah, I think I give it
One
8.
of one of
yeah.
the top thrillers I've watched.
There you
It's
go.
very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good.
Considering it was dubbed and sort of, because obviously it's Spanish, I wouldn't think to kind of watch that side of Netflix, but I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was quite well thought
I
out.
would be interested in watching it in Spanish with subtitles instead of dubbed.
Yeah,
Because
same.
then you can, like,
Yeah, the subtitles were different. I noticed. when I
I'd
was
be
watching it.
interested in listening to the actual actors,
Yeah,
like-
see what they sound like.
how they deliver their lines. You know.
But the
Ah,
old
fair
man dub, he was very good.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
an
that
old
was
man
pretty
you
good.
you
Yeah,
meet
well,
at the
that's fair.
start, and he's kind of like an antagonist for it. And he
We should
he was
probably.
good.
Yeah.
We've just
I
skipped
think-
over the plot, haven't we? We just need
Oh
to
yeah.
tell maybe what the film is about.
Go on then, Josh.
I was gonna say Louis because he was the one who wanted to
Okay.
review it. Yeah.
It's a prison type thing where you get put in this room that has a number, or a building that has a number of different floors. You don't know how many floors there are. And a platform comes down every day with food on it, and the people higher up get to pick out what food they want, and the people lower down have to scrape off what's left. So a big part of it is we should all only take what we need, and then the food, there would be enough to get to the bottom. And when you go into this prison, you get asked what your favourite food is, so everyone's favourite meal is put on this platform. But obviously the people at the top are greedy because they've been at the bottom at some point. And every month you change floors, and you can be in there for up to a year, 6 months, whatever. And it just follows kind of like the psyche of this one bloke who gets put in there for 6 months and tries to reform the platform.
Why? I don't understand why he got put in. Like,
Yeah, it chose to
Wasn't
go
there-
in.
He wanted
why
to
would
get a
you-
degree.
No, but why would you do that though?
To get a degree.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
he
what's
couldn't-
the
he
degree
couldn't be
in? You don't
bothered.
do any
Yeah.
work for it. You
Yeah.
just sit there, or you fend people off for like a panna cotta or whatever.
Well, maybe it's like a free degree, so you don't have to pay any fees, and then you go and do the course. for free.
Maybe. I've got
Something like
I've
that.
got 3 words for you guys. Spanish Joe Wilkinson. You know Joe Wilkinson, the comedian.
I don't.
Yes,
he's
I
on.
do.
He's on. Yeah,
He's on the sewing bee.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
Joe Lycett. That's Joe
No,
Lycett.
no,
Yeah, that is Joe
it's-
Lycett.
It's the
Oh,
guy
I don't know
that's
Joe Wilkinson.
with
Oh yes.
yes from
I know
yeah
you.
yeah yeah
The guy
from
on 8 out of 10 cats.
yes him.
And
That's
he's
just
in
what it reminded me
Afterlife,
of.
the
Absolutely.
postman.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's who
Google
the
him.
main guy reminded me
Oh.
of.
Oh, okay.
The guy
yeah,
with the
no,
beard.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just
What I got very Escape Plan vibes. Have you seen that film? With
No.
that's Sylvester
Sylvester-
Stallone.
yeah, Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was expecting to try and like break out at the end of it.
I saw a video that tried to explain the ending of it, and obviously it's open to interpretations. There's no one kind of thing, but the director had like envisaged, because obviously this main guy gets off at the bottom and tries to send this girl up as a message, because the nobody under 16 should be in the compound. They said in this video that apparently when he gets off at the bottom, that's symbolic of him being dead. So he's actually dead by the time he gets to the bottom. Yeah. So I thought it was quite interesting.
I'm also thinking of the
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Spoiler alert, yeah.
why would like this food, we must say, it was like a banquet at the top. why would you put that much effort into food if it was just going to get sent down and to these prisoners who were going to ruin it all?
It's a good meme.
Just a good meme, just for the laugh.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You have to take it at face value. Like, well, look at the message and not the context.
I think an even bigger question is
The
how
message is only take what you need and don't be greedy.
how did the
Very
platform
briefly, that's the message. But
how did the platform actually move? That is what I want to know. Because
well, yeah, you
going
look at it,
between-
it's got no
there's
strings
nothing
or
below it,
rails.
nothing
above
attached to it, yeah. That was something that was confusing as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty to question, isn't there? It's one of those films where, yeah, like Josh said, you just got to sort of take it at the value of the message.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Get
not
Out
too
in that
far into it.
sense, and that won awards. Like, in what way would a brain transplant? I don't know.
No, but I didn't get the message of Get Out.
Don't be racist. I think.
That's probably why I didn't enjoy it as much as a lot of other people. I didn't understand what they were trying to like.
The message has got to be clear, hasn't it? You've got to be able to
Yeah.
understand. So with that one, obviously, it was about sharing it out
Communism.
and different ideologies. It never worked out though. Never worked
Yeah,
out.
but it did in the platform
It's because no one's tried properly.
Didn't it?
You know?
because they enforced it.
Well, not really, because they had to kill
Yeah.
a lot. Also, my favorite character in the platform was the guy who hid behind the surfboard. Obviously, like you can bring something in,
He
and
chose
somebody
to bring
brought in a surfboard.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. You can bring in
Oh yeah,
That-
we could do
one
that.
thing.
What would you bring in? You could if you bring one thing.
Well,
What would you
a
bring into that? And what would your
Machete
meal
or a
be
katana,
that you chose?
like some sort of knife or sword.
How about
Yeah.
a knife that never gets blunt? Yeah.
What was it called?
Or a
Samurai
knife
Plus.
that sharpens itself as you
Samurai
cut it.
Plus, yeah. I think that was a bit of a dodgy translation
Yeah.
because Samurai Plus is a bit, it's just,
I don't know.
What would your food be?
You
though,
what?
Louis?
What would food be?
What would your food be?
I don't know. It's quite a lot, isn't there?
What, in
I
food?
I think the main guy got the right idea in picking something that, well, maybe he didn't mean to do it, but picking something nobody else would really want.
No, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
no,
gonna
I get that.
sustain you.
I get that.
No, it didn't sustain
But-
him, but it did help him at one point.
Kept him entertained, and it gave him something to do
What, the
for a lot
panna
of the time.
cotta?
Yeah.
No. The Oh, you mean
No,
I was meaning about the
snails.
book.
Oh,
When you
right.
think about it,
I was thinking about the snails.
when you think about the food, if there was that massive cake in the middle, what if everyone chose that massive cake? So,
Yes, and
like,
then there'd be
if
loads
one
of
person
different.
food.
chose that,
Yeah.
more than one person
Yeah.
could eat that. And then it'd be
Surplus.
Mad.
mental.
Yeah, but that's just individuality. Like no two people are the same in terms of what
Okay,
they like.
I'd pick
so
a whole hog roast
Yeah.
then.
the less chance. Ooh, a Toby
Yeah.
Carvery. Oh,
I've
Keep
never
you
had a
going.
Toby Carvery.
oh, Josh,
I haven't either.
you need to get yourselves out of lockdown and into a Toby Carvery.
Well, that'd be the first place I go.
Yes,
I think my food would definitely be carbonara. You know, I can't live without it.
Sweet or
Absolutely
savoury?
good.
Sweet or savoury?
Sweet or savoury?
No, I don't mean the carbonara. I mean, would you have some? I'd prefer to have something sweet as opposed to something savoury, like a
No,
cheesecake.
Nah,
something
savoury.
I haven't got a sweet tooth. I ain't got a sweet tooth. So
Yes, you do.
You come out with
I
so
don't.
much
I'm more of a
shite,
savoury
Josh.
guy.
The amount of
I just-
the Caribbean crush you've drank in your life
Okay, that is
says
like
otherwise.
that is something else.
That's
If I had to,
savoury
like,
though, isn't
pick
it?
on one type of food, it would be savoury food because it. I know it's just.
Okay, yeah.
It
hits
puts
the
you
right
on.
Spot.
Yeah, it puts you on. I'll give you that.
As for my item, I don't really know. Like, yeah, I could understand taking a weapon, but it's kind of just a waste.
No,
isn't
it gives you something to
Knife
do,
and
doesn't
fork,
it?
Maybe.
That's two. You can only take one.
Spork
Spork.
or a spinifica.
Fork, I
Spinifica.
put a knife in there.
A spinifica.
Knew that would come
Damn
up.
Now you take a megaphone just to piss everyone off.
Yeah, but then you'd just be killed by the bloke who
Nice.
brought in a
Or a taser.
katana.
So what you do? This is genius. You tase the people, like one of the ones that like shoots the lines. You tase the people on the floor above you, so then you get their rations.
Oh,
Yeah, but the tasers. They've
Yeah,
got, like,
you need
one
to
shot that
reload
you
it.
gotta reload
like a jetpack. Take a jetpack,
Yeah,
and then
I
you
was thinking
beat
that,
the
like-
system. Yeah, like the guy at the rope.
Yeah.
The guy with the rope was quite smart.
Well,
But then, yeah, I don't know if more people, because obviously the lass who hung herself, spoilers, she didn't know what she was getting into. So if you knew what you get into, maybe you'd be more likely to choose something different.
Like a knife.
Yeah. Oh, also, who would bring a dog into a prison? Like that just has no logic behind
wait, no,
it.
no. The lass who hung herself definitely knew what she was getting into because she worked
More
there.
spoilers.
Yeah,
Well-
she brought a dog as our item.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we keep saying spoilers after.
she
the spoiler.
knew the theory of it, but in practice, like she didn't
How
realize
gruesome
that
it would
the
be.
food wasn't being spread out evenly.
No, she
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
That's why she went into it, didn't she?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Someone's not
Yeah.
watched the film.
Maybe we should move on.
Oh.
Spend some time talking about that.
Louis,
Well,
have you got a segment?
I do indeed.
Oh,
It's
what a
the
coincidence.
Reddit segment. Back again this week,
Ooh.
but
original.
oh, shut up. This one is Am I the Arsehole? So I've selected 3 because I think that's more than enough. Fairly short, but fairly debatable. This one is my favourite, I think, because I think that you boys might possibly have different opinions because it does violate the bro code. So am I the arsehole for breaking the bro code and having a hand in the end of my friend's relationship? My close friend and I are dating 2 girls. They're also close friends. When it comes to relationships, my friend is a psycho. He made her delete every guy off his Snapchat, has her location, Snapchat, Instagram, login, blah, blah. She has to ask when she wants to go out, even if it's with her parents and stuff. She has to filter what she says. They've been arguing every day for 6 months. So basically her life is hell. And the bloke says, I felt really bad, so I had to talk with her and my girl. They came to me for advice. I didn't insert myself. And basically I told her that he's not going to change. And if she doesn't like him in these 6 months, then she won't like him in the next 6 months. But he feels really bad for causing him pain. So am I the arsehole for breaking the bro code?
I just want to start by saying, Callum, wasn't there a point when you wrote a short book outlining all of the general rules of said bro code?
Oh dear.
You wrote the bro code.
I didn't write the bro code. I think that the person that wrote the bro code
In heaven right
is
now.
Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. I think that's maybe where it came from. In response to you, Josh, I wrote down some fun little rules which I knew nobody would keep. So it was funny to watch everybody break them, which was quite funny. And I'm not going to disclose any
Like
more than that,
what
Josh, because
rules?
I could drop you in a load of shit, mate. Oh, I can't remember. I can't even remember.
Ooh.
It was a long time ago.
It was
I'm
a
not
while
sure that I
ago.
remember.
I can't remember. But it was just a little
Anyway, but
thing
yeah,
to pass
back
the time.
to this question. Yeah, really good advice, guys.
Oh yeah, I
Robin,
thought you were
I
going
thought
to
you
say
were gonna
something. I
give
thought I
some
just lost Wi-Fi again. Was that actually?
No, I was leaving a pause for someone to insert.
Well, you said
something
back to the
meaningful.
question and then was just
Clearly,
silent.
I am the catalyst.
Ah, yeah,
and
brilliant. The
also
catalyst of
the
charisma and
content.
comedy.
The content. Oh no.
We'll get off this topic because we did that last week.
I think he wasn't, because he was just honest about what was going on, and he just told her as it was. So
Yeah,
There's certain,
Yeah, it's
in
certain
that-
exceptions
I would
you
say-
can make
I would
to
say
violating the break.
she could be classed as a bro, and in doing so, that's not breaking the bro code. That's in fact supporting the bro code.
Ooh, that's
he's
true.
not. He's done good in terms of he's not slagged off his mate or anything like that. He's just said, well, look, this is him. This is how he acts, and you just got to ask yourself if you want that. So I respect him for that.
Yeah, but he probably said he's enough to dump him.
Well, in
Yeah,
that
but
case,
you
then
could
he is a
say
bit
it
of an
in a nice
arsehole.
way. You'd
Yeah,
say
you'd
it
say-
in a nice way.
Yeah. Okay. So that's one not arsehole.
Fair enough. Wait, can I ask you why was that your
just-
favourite?
Well, it wasn't really.
Lou wanted to cause
It
some
was just 'cause
drama.
it
Yeah,
was-
who did you think was
Well,
Lou was gonna
either
cause some
Callum or
drama.
Josh. I just thought because it's the bro code thing, I thought it might cause a little bit of something. Because on this subreddit, most of the people aren't
Damn it.
arseholes. But
Yeah, no, I've noticed that as well, actually, when I've been on it.
Fair play.
Try to find
well, I
someone who
did,
is.
but
My alarm keeps
They
going
they
off.
tend to be quite long.
Damn it.
Those ones, so because they always try to defend themselves. Anywho,
My alarm that I set at 8:45 this morning has just gone off because apparently I set it for 8:45 at night, which is good.
why are you getting at 8:45 in quarantine?
Because I don't know, I just like to get up early. I don't like to sleep in.
Why
Keep
is
a
it,
good
what's the
schedule.
point?
I like
What's
to
the
sleep
point?
in.
12:30. That's the earliest you need to be up.
Nah, get up at 10.
I've actually noticed an issue with doing that. Because
What?
then you miss a meal, and then you're really hungry by the end of it.
Nah,
Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah,
eat
but
when you
it's
get
me,
up.
just
though.
have breakfast
You don't have
late.
to have breakfast
It's
straight
my
away.
way of
Yeah.
cutting down on my food. You know? You skip a meal, you don't miss it.
Yeah, but
If I'm asleep,
I
I
do.
just can't do it.
If you're asleep, you can't eat. Easy. Why aren't
True.
people all health gods with that piece of advice?
Yeah, isn't sleeping in's quite bad for you if you're going to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning and then you're sleeping through till 12 o'clock or half 12. That's bad for you, Josh. That's not good for
Why?
you.
Because you're still getting the same amount of sleep as you would normally.
why?
No, you're getting too much
When I
sleep.
want to.
Too much. No, I don't, because I go to sleep at like 4 and I wake up at like half 12. So
Oh,
it's
that's
a
not.
normal amount of time.
Yeah, but going to bed at 4's not
Normal.
creepy, is it?
No, but like you go outside, you look at the stars, you're like, oh, I'm gonna.
You go
enjoy this for a
outside and
few
look at
hours,
the
and you get to
stars.
bed.
It's been
Wow,
cloudy for the
you're so
past 3
philosophical,
nights,
Josh.
Josh.
I'm
What
looking
have you
out my-
been looking at?
Nah. Look out!
I
Look
am,
out
it's
your window
cloudy.
right now.
Clouds.
It is minorly cloudy.
It's a
Those some
blanket.
cumulus nimbus clouds.
We've really switched topics.
I don't know. I didn't do geography.
I don't know either. I
Yeah.
didn't do geography.
Rein it back
To
in.
be fair, I think the
so-
clouds are just
Hey.
like marks on my window.
Hey,
That wasn't meant
hey,
to be a
Rory. I like.
joke.
I like-
mean to do
that's-
I didn't hear
that's
what he
good.
said. Josh was talking over the top of him, being funny, as usual.
Alright, good. Louis,
Okay.
second one, go.
Right.
Rein it back in.
No, don't. I didn't mean to.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let Phil sleep in a bed when he visits? My boyfriend and I live together in one-room apartment. Today my boyfriend told me that his dad will be coming up to the city next weekend. He'll stay with us. I don't really see why he would need to stay with us since his brother, who he gets along with well, lives in the city too and has a house with 2 guest rooms. But whatever, he can stay here for the weekend if it makes my boyfriend happy. However, today, when my boyfriend and his dad video called, his dad said he's excited to finally sleep in his box spring bed. As soon as he said it, I was like, what? We have a box spring bed and it was obvious he thought he would be sleeping in our bed, which would leave us to sleep in the living room. I do absolutely not want this for multiple reasons. 1, it is our bed, he invited himself and I'm not being kicked out my own bed. 2, he's a heavy smoker and I feel like he literally sweats out smoke, and I do not want this in my bed. 3, I have various allergies and we have hypoallergenic bedding. I don't want to sleep in the living room on a blow-up mattress. I immediately told my boyfriend's dad that he would not be sleeping in our bed and he is more than welcome to use the blow-up mattress. This did not go overly well and now Phil is sulking. I won't budge. Am I the arsehole?
It's a tough.
I
Kind
think
of
it's a
tough one.
50-50.
Nah,
Yeah.
surely
Some
not.
responsibility.
No, I disagree
Yeah.
with you. I'd say that she's not done anything wrong. He's the one that's in the wrong for assuming he's going to be sleeping in their bed. You know, the bedroom is a sacred place to some.
But maybe she could have like
The
worded it better
the assuming
and just
part I agree with.
been
That's like
nicer.
not great. Like when you go over to someone's house, or before you go to someone's house, you don't go, "Oh, I can't wait to sleep in your bed." But like whenever we have family over, or whenever we used to, I know Mum and Dad always used to sleep downstairs on like this pull-out sofa bed and let the guests have their bed, and then I would have to sleep with Felix. Yeah.
Really? Wow. I wouldn't.
Suppose it comes down to the
think
person.
I agree with the girl, but I can see it being less bad. I feel like with these stories, it's you kind of
Yeah,
miss a
it's
bit
fairly
of the
biased
story.
towards the writer.
Like you don't know how she's phrased what she said to him. Because if she phrased it like, "Oh, haha, sorry, you can sleep downstairs, but
Yeah.
I prefer to sleep in my bed," then I don't see why he should get so mad. But
Yeah,
Did it?
you know,
Did
if she
but
made-
saying, "Oh, I
she
can't
phrased
wait
it
to
in a way-
sleep
Did
in
it
the
say-
Springboks bed," that's just a bit of a weird way. Like that is a
Yeah, that was a bit.
did it?
That's very assumptuous.
Did it say previously that he'd slept in their bed, or that he'd been sleeping in a different bed in like a
I don't
spare
think
room or
he'd come
something?
over before. I think he'd always slept with the other brother.
Ah, okay.
But that's
Hmm.
another point. Like he's
Yeah,
coming over, and the other brother has 2 guest bedrooms.
Well, I have no issue with that actually, because like you assume just then that
Yeah, no.
he's already been to his brother's house a few times. He'd maybe want to have the dad stay over at yours.
Yeah, but if it's a
for once.
tiny,
Maybe he's
if it's
fallen
a
out with his
tiny
brother.
apartment,
I can understand that.
you know.
Yeah, but if you just wanted to have him, like if it's just one time,
I
let
can
him
I
stay
can
over.
understand his wants, but it's like just a conversation with them could just
Yeah,
easily resolve
I think
the
every-
situation.
So moral of the story is everyone overreacted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
Do we want to move on?
Nice.
We've got
Yeah,
your
sure, the
third
third
one.
one. Okay.
Your third one.
Right.
Let's stretch it out for
Last
around
one.
36 minutes.
It doesn't have to be an hour, Josh.
Am I the arsehole for laughing when my dad suggested I give away my first Nintendo Switch? So this is from a bit of a incel, you know. So I'm a bit lost. My family is
Word of
angry
the week.
at me, and my friends are saying I was in the right. Due to me being an idiot, I now have a second Switch. I thought my first Switch was broken, but it turns out the problem was just with my TV. So both worked fine. Figured I'd sell my first one and put the money towards paying off my credit card or getting a PS5. My dad, upon hearing this, immediately suggested I give the Switch to my brother. Give for free. He can't even afford a game for the console, let alone the console itself. Am I meant to give him my games as well? At this point, I thought, oh, his brother's 7. He's being a bit of an arse, not giving him the game. But then it goes on to say, my brother made my teenage years hell. He stole from me, threatened me. He is the reason I moved out 5 years ago and never looked back. I admit I'm bitter, so very bitter. So when my dad suggested I give him the Switch, I laughed and hung up. Now my family are angry. I'm not willing to give up a perfectly functional Nintendo Switch that I'm not using for free. Apparently I'm being selfish. Am I the arsehole? I don't owe him anything, but I'm really biased about this, so I could be wrong. So the brother is
Right.
a grown man
This is
who's obviously not done a great deal with himself if he can't afford a Switch game, and probably still lives with his
Yeah.
parents.
You know, I'm entirely on this person's
But it
side
sounds like this
because
other
I'm
dude
in a
just got
similar
bullied by
situation
his
with,
brother
my brother.
and became a
really.
2 years
Redditor.
ago, What? Anyway, I bought an Xbox One back in the day when they first came out, and I maybe got a year of use out of it, and then I bought a PC, and now my brother has overtaken said Xbox, and now that he has bought various content for it, my parents are now refusing to let me take back what is mine. So
It sounds like if he's getting more use of it, and if you weren't using it as much after the first year,
but it's still
it's
mine.
like, yeah,
I
it
could
is
sell it
it is
for
your
good
property. Yeah,
money.
yeah, it is your property.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to sell it, I'm sure you could raise the point.
Yeah.
In my family, the way it works generally is if you don't want something anymore or something like that, you sort of sell it to the parents.
Really?
Much reduced price.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have this guitar, the one that's in my room now, that was my brother's, but he didn't really want to play guitar anymore, so my parents bought it off him for
Really?
50 quid.
Really?
Why?
What's they give
And
you
it
money?
sort of
That's
became
pretty
the family
good.
Guitar. Yeah, yeah.
That's
And then,
pretty bargain.
and then I bought it off them.
Huh.
Now it's in my room.
Imagine,
So it sort of keeps-
imagine your parents
keeps-
Did
caring
they
about you
buy?
that much.
Did they buy him it in the first place? Whoa!
Yeah, it was a present, but in that sort of
So-
sense, it's a present. You know, you meant.
Damn. He got
What?
a guitar.
So he exchanged
and
the
then
gift
he
they got for him for 50 quid.
Yeah, well, I mean, he played it for a
Bro.
while, kind of.
Wish I got that.
But
Fair enough.
Though I haven't really wanted to sell anything.
Well, I mean, it's just a good way to.
The only
solve
thing
the
I ever
issues.
sell is Easter eggs.
Right.
Yeah, if I don't want to eat them. Although my brother does that.
To who?
That's mental.
Second-hand Easter eggs.
Well, Felix is
who?
quite a capitalist, so actually he does the selling, and I buy off him.
That's funny.
God.
Or if it's a particularly prized Easter egg, then me and the parents.
That's a seasonal
did,
thing, though.
You know,
Right.
A
Yeah, we-
prized Easter egg.
You gotta weigh
d-
them. You gotta weigh them. You know. How much
Fabergé
we
egg.
don't get out much in IB.
It's Fabergé, yeah.
Cadbury's Fabergés come in next Easter.
Surprised it hasn't been a thing. To be fair, like, obviously not proper ones, like, but like, with Skittles on them or something. Not Skittles, probably Smart.
Yeah.
When you go to like Harrods in like London, they've always got like the £30,000 like Easter eggs, which have got like diamond necklaces
Do
inside
they?
them and stuff.
Oh God.
Is it one of those that you can't tell until you've opened it? Like
Oh, what,
a.
like
I'm
a
not
Kinder
sure.
Crate,
Surprise,
essentially.
but
like
for the rich?
It's like gold flake.
You pay 30
egg,
grand
it's
and then
got
you open up as a plastic
this
car.
necklace inside.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, I don't know what the worst prize is. You just
I
open it
still
and it's
love them. As a
just
kid.
some dust or something. What, the £30,000 one?
No, I'm not
Oh, I
like
used to
that.
love going to Harrods and, you
With
know,
Mummy and Daddy.
getting myself a Fabergé.
No, you go as a tourist to look at stuff. You never actually buy anything.
Yes, you do, yeah.
Less tourist, more poorist, you know? Like,
Well, Callum, did you buy
Oh.
anything
There.
from Harrods last time we went?
No, I'm not saying that I did. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying, you know, when we were in Harrods, it was more of a touristy thing because it's such a well-known place rather than spending money. Unless it's like I don't know, like a memorabilia or something to say you've been there.
I'd be interested to see how like the percentage of people that actually buy stuff in the shop. to
They've
the
got like
people that just
sphinxes
browse.
next to the elevators. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the guy who owns it's really like extravagant. So he's got like
Yeah.
mad decor and stuff. So
Mad.
I've never been, actually.
it's pretty cool.
Okay, so what's the
Yeah,
verdict on
is
the
it-
10
kid
places
then?
to visit in London? On the
Oh,
gift,
yeah.
no, he's entirely in the right, and he should not give it away.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, it is his property. If he's paid for it, I
Yeah.
agree with that. I also
Awesome.
Right.
cool. So that brings us on to question of the week. Yeah, we're
Was
bringing
it?
it. We're bringing it back. I think, unless Louis
No,
got another
that's
one
it.
hidden away.
Question of the week.
Nice. So, question of the week. So this week, boys, if you could disinvent something, what would it be? Louis, I already know you had an answer to this.
Yeah,
TikTok.
he does, yeah.
Yeah, it worked better if you didn't actually
Uh,
say I've got an answer to this.
Doesn't
What?
matter.
See, I would sort of agree on the terms that Vine came back. That
no,
would be my only,
I think Vine is only
because Vine.
no,
was
Vine's only good in
gold.
hindsight.
Vine was
Vine is
so
like
good.
watching a
Vintage.
childhood
Oh my
film.
God.
No.
but you go back.
Vintage
you
Vine
go
is
back
good.
And you watch all these old Vine compilations,
Mm.
and they're
Yes,
so
yeah, no,
much
but
better
that's
than
the
these
thing. You
TikToks
watch them,
nowadays.
and they're the
Like,
hand-picked ones that are really good. It's like music from like the 70s and
no, but
80s.
still, if you look at these hand-picked TikToks ones,
Yeah, but
they're
TikTok's only been
trash.
about for
They're
like 2 years.
garbage.
Do you not think it's so artificial though?
Vine
Nah,
I mean,
was
Vine
only
was
around
around
for
for
2 years.
longer.
it's
And there was so much cringe on Vine. Like, it
what's
was
so funny about it.
horrific.
That was what was funny.
I thought it was more casual on
What?
TikTok. I feel like.
No.
Yeah, no. I agree with
It
you.
was
there.
any
Yeah.
random
I can see
7-second
that,
clip,
actually.
and then
Yeah.
TikTok is all right. I'm going to film a TikTok now. Apart
There
from
was
this-
literally like
Files of the
Lele
filming equipment and
Pons
stuff.
What do you think, Rory?
on Vine.
Yeah,
What
no,
do I
like,
think?
we're excluding them because they are
Yeah,
also.
that's what I'm
garbage.
saying. Like, you would recreate all of those people.
No, but think through it. Like I can name many iconic vines, but I can name maybe 2
Really?
TikToks.
I couldn't name
Not even
2.
that probably. Yeah. No, exactly. Like you
Yeah,
they don't
but
last in your head. They
if
don't
you
stay there.
back then, you wouldn't have watched it and gone, "Oh, this is a classic." You would have probably watched it and gone, "Huh," and then cringed a bit. It's only so good because we've had the time to listen to, let it stew like
Maybe,
a fine
like-
wine in a cellar of cringe.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
What are your thoughts, Rory?
I think it they're about equal in terms of the Vine versus TikTok thing. But in terms of like just TikTok on its own, getting rid of it, I don't think getting rid of it is the right thing, but it needs so many more changes to it because there's a lot of bad things on there, which I'm not going to go into.
So you'd rather reinvent it than disinvent it?
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough. Yeah.
What would you, Callum? What would you disinvent if you could?
I would. Okay, I've got something. So a couple of years ago, we went to Ikea. And I'm not a great fan of Ikea to start with, but we went, on the adventure that is Ikea. We went in, and we were in there for how many hours? You got to spend at least 2 hours, 3 hours in there, and
it's a whole day.
Came out, yeah, it is a whole, it's a whole excursion kind of thing. And we came out and we had these little they're coffee and tea, coffee stirrers because you don't. Well,
this is a lot of backstory for something you're going to disinvent.
This is, and the reason why is because we came out with a load of them, and they don't last that long. So I would reinvent them to have a battery that lasts more than 2 minutes.
It's disinvent though, not
because they're actually quite useful.
Well,
so would you get rid of a tea stirrer in general?
Why would you? Couldn't you just use, your hand and a spoon to stir said coffee?
Not in today's society, Josh, with all the technological breakthroughs that we're experiencing.
That's a technological breakthrough for you, Callum.
So sorry.
An electronic coffee stirrer.
I'd have to use my wrist. Yep.
It's an electric whisk, basically, what he doesn't like.
Can I just clarify, what do you want to disinvent here? Is it
it's the whisk,
coffee stirrer?
No, you know what?
Or is it Ikea?
Oh, yeah, actually, Ikea. Yeah,
just wants to
Ikea.
get rid of
disinvent
Ikea.
it.
That is
right?
awful. How could you say that?
That is.
It
wrong.
takes up so much space.
The IKEA
the prices are
is one of my
ridiculous.
favourite places to eat.
The meatballs.
Yeah,
the exits don't work. They don't.
The exits don't
the exits, they say, oh yeah, you are trapped. It's no other shop has to guide you around with signs through a kitchen section. If you want a kitchen, go to Wickes or go to Howden's or wherever you go. Don't. You don't buy your whole interior for a house by spending a day in a shop.
Yeah. I think that this is more of a middle class problem than
I think.
an everybody problem.
No, I think it's because of bad experiences I had when I was younger, and I ran off in an IKEA, and I just got lost, and I've never recovered from it.
Reining it back slightly, did you ever read that story about the guy on Tinder who took all of his pictures in IKEA so that he could pretend he had a really nice and tidy house?
Rein it back.
I give him props.
There was a story of
that man had.
There's a story that someone, all the arrows that show you how to get out. He pointed them like in the wrong directions and stuff, and created an endless maze in IKEA, so no one could leave.
They're already like that, Louis. They're already like that.
I wonder if there's a Minotaur like living in one of the.
That's just Callum. He got lost one time.
Yeah.
Never made it out 30 years later.
Right. I think I have one pet peeve about IKEA, and it's that you go in for one thing and you come out with like 5, because you see them and you're like, oh, that'll be useful. I'll take one of them as well.
Yeah, that's the whole
and
thing.
You end up
Yeah,
spending too much money.
Yeah,
that sounds like a problem of an.
That sounds like the problem of the middle class again.
That's actually not my problem. That's my parents'
bourgeoisie.
I've inherited it.
IKEA
Put them on the platform.
Yeah,
put them on the platform.
I'll teach them a bit of communism.
Can you? As opposed to having IKEA as it is, have IKEA mixed with the platform.
What, so you
go
go
through the levels.
You spend 6 months there and you get to pick a different kitchen item each month.
No. Each level is a different room.
Yeah.
Set out with IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
I've just had a great idea.
The wonderful everyday.
It is a great idea.
What?
You know how you can upgrade your phone?
Yeah.
You can do an IKEA kitchen trade-in.
They already do that.
Trade in for the new model of
kitchen.
kitchen.
Or at least like Wren's and Wickes
incredible.
kitchens, they do. Seen the adverts for it.
What, like?
Right.
Yeah.
What, you just trade in your old kitchen and they repurpose it.
What, like a music magpie for appliances?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Oh, music magpie.
Is that still there?
Or
is that just died?
I mean, it's
I think it must still exist.
Was it not CDs though and stuff?
It won't be,
And
because
CDs.
How can a
digital
business so
Yeah.
amazing?
is more. in the times.
Plus,
Very
there's
true.
eBay now.
Blockbusters is dead.
No, Blockbuster, yeah.
God damn it.
Well, what did I see? There was a shop that's going to turn into a similar thing as Blockbusters.
Oh, boys.
I can't think of it now.
Do you remember Woolworths?
Yes, I do.
Ooh,
Oh,
Remember
very
Woolworths?
vague.
I used to
Very
love
vague.
Woolworths.
Sweet section.
Yeah, the
The
pick and
sweet
mix.
section was so good.
Oh, I remember when it closed.
Wasn't there one in Carlisle?
it was
Or
really
am I
sad.
imagining
Tragic.
that?
There was one in Penrith.
Where B&M's is now, the
Yeah,
B
that used to
in
be
centre of
Woolworths.
town. Yeah, that used to be. Yeah.
When did it change?
Oh,
It
must have
was-
been
oh, it
quite
must have
young.
been
Because
when I
I
was, like,
remember
5.
one. Yeah, I was going to say because I remember one changing
Yeah.
when I was in Manchester.
It would have been
It was
like
when
Turned
we
into
were
a co-op or something.
13, 14 years ago. Yeah.
Josh is gonna have
Yeah.
to go over and put Isengard
I
and
swear, wait, let me
follow
just
that.
check. I swear they've still got an online website.
Nah.
Do they?
Do they?
No, Woolworths
No
is
way.
shut
When they
down.
first closed, they still had an online website. When they first closed, they still had an online website where you could buy stuff.
Oh, the shop that's going to turn into a similar thing as Blockbusters did it is Game,
Ah,
because they sell a lot. Well, their original sort of export was disc copies of
Oh.
games, which are just becoming very obsolete, aren't they?
That's mental.
You buy all your games.
Woolworths is turned
digital.
into, Very.
yeah.
That is what Woolworths is now.
Is it?
And its headquarters is in Australia. Australia.
It's a glow up.
Australia.
Don't ever go there, Colin. You'd be
Very
turned
so
away
much more
straight away.
dislikable than Woolworths, though.
Ah, so what? Very came out of Woolworths.
Well, they just transitioned into it, I think. Or
Oh.
something like that.
Fair enough. No, didn't they not go bust, and then they also got bought out and then changed to Very?
They went bust, put all their stocks into online business, and then ended up
Right.
joining with Very to keep them afloat.
Oh.
I don't know. Interesting.
So really,
Yeah.
there's not a lot that we disinvent apart from TikTok. Debate
no,
with
we'd
debate.
TikTok,
No,
we'd
it's
revert it to Vine. We'd change it for Vine.
We would reinvent her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I
Take all the
wouldn't.
good
Yeah.
features of all these,
I'd get rid
because
of
it was
TikTok.
musically as well. If there's any good features of that, you know,
Oh,
you can
musically.
include
Remember when
them.
that was a thing?
Uh,
Right, should
very
we get to
fleeting period.
our last and probably the worst content. Yeah,
The worst.
I was gonna say
It's yeah. So this is my So this segment is the tell all or tell none, and it's my turn this week to tell a story. It's maybe not as interesting, but you can.
You're really bigging it up here, mate.
yeah. I'm
Uh,
excited.
So, one day, on a dark and stormy night,
Ooh.
when I know, I was living in Manchester. So me and Tom, we slept in the same room, and lightning struck near our house, right? And all the toys in our closet all turned on at once and made their noises. Like you heard Buzz Lightyear, the Ben 10 watches, they all went off. That's it. That's the story.
That's the story.
That's it. Whether
Ah.
it's true or not, that's the question.
I just want
Okay.
to preface by saying you like to mention the fact that you lived in Manchester quite a lot.
I know, I
Don't
do.
you? You've said it like
I
3
mentioned
times.
it
It's a
once.
badge
Well,
of
it's
honour.
like you
He
mentioning
wears
that you're
it.
a
He wears
chef,
it like a
isn't
badge.
Josh?
Well,
That's
it's because
true.
I am.
I'm really good
It's
at
a
making
current- It's a
pizzas.
current thing. You know?
It's a
Hopefully mine will be too soon.
Oh yeah.
Return
of the King.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little Lord of the Rings
Nice.
reference for you there.
Nice.
Uh, that was a little Thor Ragnarok.
He's gonna rein
Thor
it back.
Ragnarok reference for you.
Gonna rein it back.
No, right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let that one go, Rory. Now that you've...
Well,
No,
back
no,
back
you're
to
not.
the story.
Yeah.
I think that is so shit that it can't be
I
fake.
don't think it's.
how many toys
Rory's
we talking?
Really just racked his brain and that is all that's come out.
How many toys
Oh.
are we talking here? Do you have a big
Oh, right,
collection of
okay.
toys?
So in our room, one of the walls was just doors of cabinets, like the wall. It's like there's probably like 3 different double door cabinets.
Okay. And
Like
these cabinets, where did they come from? They didn't come from Ikea, did they?
built into the house.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Keep going. Interrogate me.
Um,
I can do this all day.
Can you give us a virtual room tour? Set a scene.
Yeah. So,
Set a
right.
scene,
So
like, where were you
so you
in
walk
bunk
in,
beds?
all right.
or-
I'll explain.
Okay.
You walk in, and in front of you is my bed up against the wall.
How far away?
Sort of
You know, are we
horizontal.
talking like a
Probably
fair
Give us an
distance? Was it a
approximation.
big room? Was it a big room?
3 to 4 meters. It was a big enough room. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
alright.
It was probably like twice the size of my current.
And how
room.
close was this to the centre of Manchester?
Oh, big.
Oh, not too close actually. We lived. This has no relevance to the story, like at all. We lived sort of on the outskirts, kind of.
And what kind of year was this?
Oh, I don't know actually.
Well, there's a fault in your story, you see.
Was this back when Woolworths closed? So
Yeah, it was Woolworths open.
It's a good
Woolworths
question.
open.
Good question. Let me think.
You're racking it on those.
I have not
buy
a clue.
One, get one free on those electronic toys before they closed.
Have we
Oh,
lost
no, no,
Louis?
I'm still here.
Oh, he's still here.
Okay, yeah, it's
He's
just irrelevant.
Calculating
You know?
his response.
Oh.
Yeah, you had a cracker of an episode last week, so he
Did
thinks
I?
he can take a break. This
Ah,
week.
Josh is admitting to it now.
Ah,
This would be a
Josh.
great way to end every episode. You're just Josh and Louis arguing.
Oh, they need to make
Instead of
up. They're
doing
gonna
Oh,
make
God.
up.
over the top.
Oh, they're
Well,
gonna make
you
up.
gotta
Like,
tell
yeah.
us before you argue.
I believe it.
Well,
No,
Louis
I
hasn't
said
even
at the
guessed.
start. I believe
Well,
it. I've heard of. I
believe it, yeah?
swear
Okay.
he's told us this story
Yeah.
before.
By the powers of deduction and also the fact that we've had 2 falses in a row, I'm gonna guess that it's true.
Yeah, and the fact that I've already
Oof.
told Louis.
Well,
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't say anything.
Like, yeah, let's never have Rory do this again because that was awful.
Yeah, right. Mate, oh man, all right. I was really trying. Actually. I was thinking about it for about 20 minutes, trying to think of a good story, but there's just nothing that I haven't told you.
Oh, and that's good friendship, guys.
Oh, what a nice way
Yeah,
to end the
That's
show.
the lesson of this story.
Something I really don't.
No,
know.
let's
I was
end it
gonna
now
I was
before
gonna-
Josh
I was
starts
gonna try
to-
shit
yeah.
about Louis.
Oh, I was going to say something that I don't have with Josh.
Oh, that was too nice. I was going to say the same thing, but I thought,
I knew that you were going to
style.
say that. That's
outro.
why I said
Something
it
I don't
first.
want.
So,
'cause
thank you for listening.
suck.
It's like,
If you liked
why
it,
would I want?
Why
give
would
us a
I want
thumbs
to
up,
be your
follow us on
friend? This is
Instagram,
constant, "Oh, I can
which
cook."
hopefully
You
we're
just
gonna
say,
set
"I
up.
can cook."
You're
and
irrelevant.
till next week, goodbye.